Welcome to Chapter 13, Information System Security, Education, and Training. Our learning objectives will describe information system security education opportunities and professional certifications. Key concepts will cover some self-study education programs and information system security, continuing education programs, post-secondary higher education degree programs, organizations that offer information system security education programs, and then security awareness programs. So, advantages of self-study programs. If you're a self-motivated individual and can work long hours in front of your own computer, then information system security and cybersecurity may be for you. After all, hackers and perpetrators spend countless hours on their computers planning attacks and conducting reconnaissance and port scannings on selected targets, so equal time should be spent learning to avoid these attacks. Self-study is low cost. It's generally the least expensive training option other than your time, right? Given that the open source tools and applications are available in the public domain for hands-on labs and skill set readiness, you need to buy only those materials required to meet your goals. You can choose the materials that best fit your budget. Some self-study materials are available for no cost. Purchasing networking computers, computers, RAM, storage, and high-speed internet connectivity may also be required if you build your own information system security or cyber security test labs. But virtualization and cloud availability today, you can do a lot of stuff for free, at least a very low cost, to create your labs. Flexible materials. With self-study, you select the resource materials you like best. Different people learn in different ways. You might prefer a video course, whereas other people might prefer a printed book. Either way, self-study gives you the option to find the resources that best suit your needs and learning style. A flexible schedule. You can study when it works best for you. Supplemental materials. No one is an expert in every area, and no area is exclusively targeted by one expert. Most students in any subject benefit from additional materials at one time or another. When you select your own resources, you can decide when to use supplemental materials, and your initial search for primary materials will likely give you a feel for good additional materials if and when you should need them. Disadvantages, right? Procrastinations. One of the most common pitfalls of self-study is procrastination. There are so many demands of your time, it's often difficult to justify setting aside time to study. Furthermore, you may find that self-study takes more time than you planned, and you'll need discipline and commitment to stay on schedule. Seriously consider how well you'll be able to stick to a study schedule when you're studying on your own time. Resource allocation. Although choosing your own resources can be advantageous, it can also be a disadvantage. It is very difficult to assess the value of a resource without really studying it first. Some resources look great at first glance, but then don't have the depth or value you need. The large number of options available, you can make the process of identifying the best products very difficult. Lack of interaction. Self-study is a one-way instruction technique. You don't get any feedback from other students or instructors, so if you like learning with others, self-study may not be the best option for you. Although most people do benefit from interaction, the inconvenience and cost of other options may limit you to self-study. Quality. Most self-study resources specifically target the low-cost student market. In other words, they are low-cost products to meet limited budgets. That doesn't mean these products aren't good, it just means they don't have the same appearance as the high-cost products, and in some cases, quality directly relates to cost. However, there are very good inexpensive resources, and there are expensive resources that have limited value. So carefully look over materials you purchase, and then validate the outcome. If you are using self-study just to learn about security topics, validation may not be a concern for you. However, it is good to get validation that you successfully completed an area of study, so most other training methods include some sort of assessment or validation process, certification, etc. Self-study does not have such a process itself, but your validation is your ability to demonstrate what you've learned. This could be passing the certification exam or just having more knowledge than you had before. Guidelines for self-study. Use reputable sources. Even reputable companies can sell training products that don't meet your needs. So in addition to checking the reviews of each vendor, look for product reviews too. Multiple products. Retailers that provide multiple products tend to have better quality training products. It takes substantial investment to develop and market a range of related products. The product creators want to ensure that the quality is high to generate additional sales. So be careful though. Don't blindly assume that quantity is the same as quality. Some retailers just carry anything they can sell. When in doubt, search for a product and vendor reviews. And then hands-on skill set labs. Many self-study training programs do not offer a hands-on lab or virtual lab capability. Thus, these programs are void of any critical learning element. If you are interested in learning and passing a professional certification exam, you may not need hands-on skill sets, but if you are trying to learn a new skill and need hands-on experience performing information system security or information assurance tasks, make sure the training program incorporates hands-on lab activities. You'll need to build your own information system security or cybersecurity test labs, and by having your own security lab, you will be able to obtain the hands-on skill set needed to practice combating hackers and perpetrators. Instructor-led programs are an alternative to self-study, and continuing education programs can be part of the school or closely related educational unit. They provide formal training courses that lead to a certification or professional certification and not necessarily a degree. Courses can range from very general to highly specific and technical. Certificate programs. Certificate of completion is a document that is given to a student upon completion of the program and signed by the instructor. Tests that the person has completed the course and made a sufficient score on the assessment. Specific to educational institution, and many programs are available online, but a certificate is not a certification. A certification involves an exam that's usually proctored and requires you to pass a certain score. Certificate is just a certificate of completion. It just means that you took some training and you may have scored okay enough, but it's not the same as a certification exam. So be careful of that. Continuing education programs keep you current and informed. Many certifications require that you have continuing education credits and education or development credits, CPEs, and typically, every 50 minutes of classroom is equal to 1 CPE, and various certifications have different requirements. Like my CISSP requires me to have 120 CPEs every 3 years. So that's 100. It's basically 120 hours of training every 3 years, and 40 every year. 40 hours of training every year to keep certified. Post-secondary degree programs offered through colleges and universities. The programs are available for information system security, cybersecurity, information assurance. This includes not-for-profit schools and for-profit schools, maybe classroom delivered, online delivered, or blended delivery, and they can go from the associate's degree like you're doing right now up to the PhD. Consider what career opportunities and employment you seek first before choosing your program. Post-secondary degree programs. The National Security Agency, NSA, and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, jointly sponsor two important programs, the CAE/IAE and the CAE/R. Associate's degree, right, represents a 2-year degree program. Some institutions offer accelerated programs, but basically it's 2 years, more or less. And it gives basic education for people who want to enter the information security field without spending 4 or more years in school, and prepares you for a wide range of entry-level positions in IT and information security. Bachelor's degree is a 4-year degree program, often a requirement for any information security positions other than entry-level positions, although that's changing a little bit, and includes Bachelor's of Science in Information Technology, Bachelor's of Applied Science, and Bachelor's of Technology. Master's of Science consists of 2 years of study beyond a bachelor's degree, is usually specific to a field of study, and focuses more on depth of knowledge than on breadth of knowledge, and includes Master's of Science in Information Technology, and even the Master of Business Administration, MBA. So the MBA focuses on managing the process of securing information systems and prepares students to manage and maintain the people of an environment of information security. Doctoral degrees represents the most respected academic honor and is the most difficult to obtain. It requires rigorous coursework and extensive research. Takes from 3 to 5 years, but varies, and includes the Doctor of Science, Doctor of Information Technology, Doctor of Technology, and what I have, the Doctor of Philosophy, PhD. Information security training programs differ from security education programs in their focus on hands-on skills and in their duration. They meet for intensive sessions lasting from a few hours to several days. They rapidly train students in one or more skills or to cover essential knowledge in one or more specific areas, and many specifically prepare students for certification exams. These are like your cram study sessions. But typically they're only really beneficial if you've already got some experience in the industry and you want to narrow down and focus into a certification, because you got to have that base. You have to have that base first. After you get through this 2-year associates, then taking a cram session study could be beneficial because you have that base of knowledge that you can then go through some of these intense boot camps to train for a certification. Even then, it's still hard. Security training requirements. So you have NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They have a series of publications containing procedures and necessary to keep IT environments secure. The Office of Personnel Management, OPM, requires the federal agencies provide training suggested by the NIST guidelines, and then requires agencies to train current employees and new employees within 60 days of hire. And this is if you work in the government. Security training requirements continued. You got the HIPAA, which is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It was established as security awareness program, provide training on malicious software, provide training on login monitoring procedures, and provide training on password management. These are all required, especially if you're in the health industry. So NIST Special Publication 800-16 contains guidelines on computer security awareness and training, and Special Publication 800-50 has 4 main areas. Security training organizations. There are many, but here are a few. You got the SANS Institute. It's one of the largest, most trusted sources of information security training in the world. It offers classes on many security topics that cover development, implementation, management, and auditing roles. SANS classes range from half day to 6 days and are available globally and tend to be very hands-on and focused. ITPG, the IT Professionals Group, has been delivering and fulfilling professional certification programs for the International Information Systems Security Certification Consortium, known as ISC Squared, globally throughout the North America. And this is the same group that's responsible for the CISSP. InfoSec Institute is a large security training organization that holds regular classes across the U.S. Its goal is to provide the best possible hands-on training for students in topics ranging from certification preparation to very specific technical security topics. ISACA is a non-profit global organization that promotes the development, adoption, and use of globally accepted industry-leading knowledge and practices for information systems. It holds conferences and training events related to information systems, auditing, and management around the world. Phoenix TS, or Phoenix Technology Solutions, provides cost-effective hands-on computer training, IT certification, and management courses to government and commercial organizations in Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. area. Security Evolutions, Inc., SEI, provides online e-learning, self-study, and live virtual instructor delivery of various professional certification programs in IT security and information assurance. These include Security Plus, SSCP, CISSP, NSA 4011, and NSA 4013 Advanced. Security awareness training. All organizations must have security awareness training that's part of a security awareness campaign, which includes training, periodic newsletters or memos, lunch and learns, security incidents that are opened as a result of a security policy violations. Topics reinforce the acceptable use policy, and the organization's annual security awareness training should include compliance with regulatory and compliance and laws, password behaviors, clean desk policies, preventing tailgating, personally owned devices, new threats, new viruses, trends, phishing attacks, use of social networks. And that is the end of Chapter 13. I will see you in Chapter 14.